Raider Nation, what's going on, man? Football is finally back. Raiders football is finally going to be here this Sunday, and we're facing off. The Silver and Black is facing off in Carolina against the Panthers. You guys know all about it. You guys are diehard Raider fans. That's why you're watching this video. You're probably just as amped as I am. I mean, at least probably pretty close anyways. I don't know if I'm at the maximum right now. I'm like completely amped. We need some football in our lives, and we need a victory is what we need the most. So I'm going to go through in this quick video. I'm going to break this stuff down, but don't stop here at the preview. This is just a game preview looking ahead at the Raiders-Panthers game. I need you to take an extra step. I need you to stop. I need you to subscribe. Hit the bell notifications, because as soon as the game is over, we're going to be going live on this channel. We're going live, a broadcast of our podcast. Ooh, I like that little rhyme to it. And we are going to be discussing the results of the game as soon as the game is over. No scheduled time. I say 1 o'clock, but about as soon as the game is over, we're going live on this channel and discussing the results of the game, which will, of course, be a victory. So let's quit messing around. Let's get into it. So if I'm going to sit here and try and tell you a few things that you need to know, more so about the Panthers than the Raiders. If you've made it this far, we're in the season, you're watching this channel, hopefully you've learned everything you need to know about our Las Vegas Raiders going into the 2020 season. We'll talk about matchups. But first, our opponent. Learning our opponent, the first thing that stands out to me is the new head coach, Matt Rule. He's coming in pretty fresh. He's only had like maybe a year or two of NFL experience. Forget what he was, some like offensive assistant or something or other. And he spent like the last 6 or 7 years in college football. Now he comes in, signs this huge contract to be the head coach of the Carolina Panthers in a new system with a new quarterback, Teddy Bridgewater, with a new offensive coordinator, Joe Brady. We have like a whole new staff that we're facing right now in a very ridiculous offseason. If there's any other offseason, okay, you give them, kind of equal chance. There's still a little bit, a favoritism to a system and a head coach and a front office that have that, continuity. Right now, they have as low as any other team in the NFL. So that's the first, I guess, vulnerable area that I see with the Carolina Panthers. New head coach, new quarterback, new offensive coordinator. While we have this young defense that's coming in, right, this young defense has a lot to prove. They have a lot to prove. And I feel like they're going to be the type of guys that need to run off of momentum. There's no better way to start momentum. I don't care who you're playing. I don't care if we're lined up out there, against freaking Oregon State. I don't care if it's some mediocre college team. Sorry to any Oregon State fans out there. Didn't mean it as a shot. I'm just saying. I don't care if we're lining up against a practice squad. Whenever you can roll off of momentum, off of big plays, we got to do it. If we're playing the Carolina Panthers in Carolina, week 1, we need to go out there against this young, fresh, inconsistent offense, their setup, and we need to just make them look like fools. We need to go out there and we need to create turnovers. We need to wreak havoc. We need to build momentum, because guess what? Next week ain't going to be so sweet when we're playing Drew Brees. We need to build our momentum now. We need to get that chemistry. We need to get these little hiccups out of the way, because look, I get it. I'm really pumped on our defense, but we're going to have a learning curve. So we need to have those momentum-driven plays, and we need to be able to roll into week 2, eliminating the mistakes even more, getting out, kind of like the pregame jitters, the preseason jitters, and shake it off and be ready for some football, because this is it. I mean, you're thrown into the wolves. I mean, we're full contact, 100%. So hopefully the Silver and Black, our young guys, our defense, the new mesh duo of Nick Witkowski and Corey Littleton, hopefully they're ready to take on the challenge here of, Christian McCaffrey. Pretty much, it's going to take a whole army to be able to take that dude down. But I will say, here's the thing. When you look at Christian McCaffrey, is he great, amazing player? Yes. Fantasy football, best player? Yes. This isn't fantasy football, folks. Last year, they still finished 14th in rushing yards. So we're going to get past everything, and we're going to realize that we're not playing Christian McCaffrey in fantasy football. We're playing him as his football team, and there's no reason that we can stop him. So we're going to key in with our revamped defense, Malik Collins, Max Crosby. I know he's focused on getting after the quarterback, but you know who's going to be studying film on the most? Him, Corey Littleton, Nick Witkowski, Cleveland Farrell, Malik Collins. They're all going to be watching Christian McCaffrey, because that's who we need to contain. Keep the ball in Teddy Bridgewater's hand. That is our goal. Is Teddy a great quarterback? Yes. Is he going to be elite this Sunday? No, he's not. We are going to hold him to that standard of being a normal quarterback, and we're going to beat him blow for blow. So I will say, going into 2019 even, in 2019, their defense, or their offense, should I say, they were still only 19th in yards and 20th in points. And their defense now, they allowed the second most points last year of any NFL team. The second most points of any NFL team. And they lost probably 7, 8, or 9 key players to their defense. Like a good 4 or 5 starters, few good rotational players, and they only added some Justin Burris, whoever that is, and Tahir Whitehead. Tahir Whitehead is who was their biggest defensive addition in the offseason, and we're very familiar with Tahir Whitehead. Great dude, great teammate, great dude in the locker room, great dude for the fan base, giving away tickets, great all-around guy. But in coverage, throw him out there against Darren Waller, leave him on an assignment with Josh Jacobs. Tahir Whitehead's not so great anymore. So there's been reports that he's coming in lighter, and that's okay. It's reports that they're coming in lighter, because here's the way I look at it. It's funny because if you take a piece of toast, you take a piece of your white bread, you throw it in the toaster, and you burn it. Guess what? It comes out lighter, just like Tahir Whitehead. Sorry, dad jokes. Got to get the dad jokes off. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to wrap this video up with telling you what we need to do. This is what we need to do on Sunday to get the victory. And the first thing we're going to do is establish the run, because the biggest key to the Panthers, their biggest strength is their defensive line. I mean, if I got to give them some credit here, they got a pretty good, young, talented defensive line. They got Brian Birds. They got Quan Short. They added Derek Brown this offseason, right? Defensive tackle. They added Gross Matos, in the same draft this last year. Real young, talented defensive line. So we need to go out there with vets. Our big, beefy offensive line that I just said last week or a few days ago was going to be the best offensive line in football. We need to go establish the run, because that's what we do. That's how we operate our John Gruden offense, is if we go out there and we can run the dang ball whenever, wherever we want to run the ball. So that's what we're going to do. We need to establish the run. Then we have to be able to test their secondary, guys. We got to take shots, because guess what? They got one corner out there that's starting on Sunday that's a 4th-round rookie. They're going to unroll a 4th-round rookie. And just to put that in perspective, that'd be like Amik Robertson. If Amik Robertson is lined up out there for the first time starting week 1 of his NFL career, test him. Do I think he's talented? Yes. I don't care how talented a 4th-round rookie is. You test him. There's a reason he was a 4th-rounder. He's got to build up. He's got the potential. He's got some talent. But week 1 of his NFL career, you should be able to beat that man. So pay attention to number 25 on the Panthers defense, because that's who we need to be challenging. Whoever it is, give Henry Ruggs that guy and let him go to work. Brian Edwards, give him that work. That's what I'm all about. But the main thing to stopping them now, if we're talking stopping, that's how we get things rolling. We establish the run, we take shots, we test that secondary. We test that defense that's taken major hits in the offseason, and we test Tahir Whitehead, who we've known very well through practice. Derek should know how their middle linebacker operates, like the back of his hand, so that's going to be a clear advantage to us. Now, I'm going to say contain Christian McCaffrey. I can't say it enough. I said it earlier. I'm going to say it again. Contain Christian McCaffrey. If you can contain him to have an average running back's impact, don't let him blow up. Don't let him have those giant plays. He's going to get fed. He's going to have touches. He can't keep the ball out of his hands. So you just got to contain the dude. He's going to do whatever it takes. Luckily, hey, we got the McCaffrey killer. I'm telling you. We got the McCaffrey killer. We signed him this offseason, number 42, Corey Littleton. That is his job. That is his numero uno right there. Priority number 1, Corey Littleton, shutting down Christian McCaffrey. And I will say last year, I guess they opened up against the Panthers as well while he was on the Rams. And he showed up. I think he had a sack, like 10 tackles. He played phenomenally. So I expect the same thing in the silver and black. Now, the last thing to not, we got to check off this list so we don't have to worry about this Carolina offense is DJ Moore. They got their one talented wide receiver, in my opinion. They also added like Robbie Anderson on one side. We can handle Robbie Anderson. We can take care of that. But then there's DJ Moore, a very young, talented, fast wide receiver. And we're going to have to get to that point to where we can contain him. They have a susceptible offensive line. We got to get to the quarterback quick, fast, because you don't want to leave DJ Moore out there running around for 4 or 5 seconds and give Bridgewater time to find him. So that's pretty much where I sit, guys. I think I mean, I'll never say it's a guaranteed win, but at the same time, I've never woke up on Sunday feeling like we can't get that W. So I'm sitting here pretty confident as a Raiders fan going into Week 1. This is a season that it's highly anticipated, but no matter the outcome of Week 1, don't get disappointed. It's a very weird offseason. We got weird growing pains. Pay attention to the growth and the development and how things just visually to you look about the silver and black and what they're doing on the football field. But with that being said, just win, baby. I'm telling you. Don't forget, subscribe. Going live post-game after the Panthers-Raiders game. I'm absolutely pumped for the post-game live show. Jump in, ask questions, get involved. I'm going to take live callers at the end of the show. And should be exciting, man. And nothing like a good victory and a good live show sitting with Raider Nation talking some Raiders football. So I'll see you guys in 4 days, 3 days, whenever you're watching this video. Maybe 2 days by the time you see it. So see you guys Sunday.